Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
You know, I think in general, nobody should be outraged at this. It was a very close fight, and nobody's happy with the draw. We wanted an undisputed champion, but it is what it is.
So you're saying bring on round 13?
Yeah, apparently.
And guys, this is exactly what happens when the best fight against the best. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the fight, Charlo versus Castano, it ends in a draw. It was a very, very exciting fight, candidate for Fight of the Year. Castano, who beat Derevyanchenko and Errol Spence in the amateurs, he proved that he's a real champion at 154. Now, before I go into surmising this fight, I want to say this about Jermell Charlo. You guys remember, for the last couple of months, Jermell Charlo, he was trying to win over the anti-black fans by basically catering to their narrative, you know, saying things like Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in the world, Viva Mexico. He started to diss Deontay Wilder. He even went as so far as to dissing his own brother. And I told you guys in a video that what Charlo doesn't understand is they may like what you're saying at the time, but they don't like you. And when you read the comments after I finish this video, matter of fact, comments all across the internet talking about this fight, these fans will prove that they were never supporters of Jermell Charlo because of what he said. So going back to the actual fight, first 2 rounds, Jermell Charlo, he wins easy. Surprisingly, Castano, who throws a lot of punches, he was really reluctant to let his hands go. I thought in the first round, he was just trying to fill out Jermell, but he did the same thing in the second round. And it cost him in the second round because that's when Jermell Charlo, he hurt Castano really bad. Jermell backed up to the ropes, kind of baited him in and caught him with a counter shot and hurt him bad. Credit to Castano, in the third round, he regained his confidence, and once he got Jermell Charlo to the ropes, he hurt Jermell Charlo with a hook. He threw a double hook, and the second hook really, really hurt Jermell. But credit to Jermell because he recovered real fast. I mean, he wasn't walking around staggering anything like that. The punch just obviously really stunned him. Now, what I noticed in this fight is whenever Jermell stood in the center of the ring, Castano would not punch, which is why I don't understand why Jermell kept backing up to the ropes. Every time he backed up to the ropes, that's when Castano let his hands go. If Jermell would have kept this fight in the center of the ring, and every once in a while, you know, lock horns with him, go head to head, back him up a little bit on the inside, this would have been a very, very easy fight for Jermell. Jermell, he wasn't throwing any uppercuts. He wasn't throwing a lot of body shots. It was basically just a whole bunch of 1-2s, and then when he was forced to fight on the ropes, he would throw hooks. So basically, Castano controlled the fight on the inside, Charlo controlled the fight from the outside. Now, after the third round, a lot of those rounds could have went to Castano. He seemed to be the busier fighter, but even some of those rounds were very close. Then you go to, I believe, the 11th round, where Jermell, he hurts Castano really bad again. Matter of fact, by Castano's own admission, that punch, I believe it was a right hand, it hurt Castano. Castano was hurt for almost a whole 2 rounds. He said he was hurt that whole round, and he was still hurt the beginning of the next round. Now, Jermell, he took over all the championship rounds. In fact, all 3 judges had him winning rounds 10, 11, and 12. The funny thing is, the one judge that actually had Castano winning the fight, 114-13, he actually was the only judge to score the 11th round when Charlo hurt Castano. He scored that a 10-8 round. So it was a really, really close fight. It could have gone either way, but I give Castano a lot of credit for giving Jermell Charlo his toughest fight. Or one of his toughest fights, because you got to include Harrison as well. Listen, I started this video off telling you guys that this is what happens when the best is fighting against the best. The junior middleweight division is one of the deepest divisions in the whole sport of boxing. I mean, in order for you to become a champion there, you're going to have to really fight some tough champs. In order for you to become undisputed, as you guys seen tonight, it's not as easy as it would be to fight against European C-level fighters. Because I can guarantee you right now, every top elite level fighter right now could easily become undisputed at 168, where Canelo is, when it comes to who the champions are. But you can't say the same thing when it comes to every elite fighter if they were fighting in the 154-pound division. You can't say everyone would beat Jermell Charlo, a Castano, or even an Erislandy Lara. I'd go even further and add Erickson Lubin. So I think this performance makes Castano a star. And I don't know if Jermell is going to give him a rematch, because when he was asked at the end of the fight if he wants a rematch, he said, I don't know. We have to talk to Al Heyman. You would think that he would have said, I definitely want a rematch. So if he doesn't take the rematch, man, I could see some really good fights with Castano. Maybe Castano versus Erickson Lubin, because Jermell, he also said he shouldn't have to fight Lubin again. Now Lubin is his mandatory. I disagree with that though, because we know that rematches, they often turn out different, right? I mean, we can even use a UFC reference. You see what happened with Conor McGregor and Poirier. Conor, he won the first fight and lost the last two. Same thing happened with Ali and Frazier. So clearly, Charlo, he feels that that's going to be a much more dangerous fight with this guy coming back after, 2-3 years? And who he had to fight to get to that #1 spot. I mean, he just knocked out Jason Rosario. So he's a live dog, for sure. But once again, Lubin versus Castano would be a great fight. And then you also have Errol Spence, assuming he gets past Manny Pacquiao, which I do believe is going to be a very tough fight for Errol Spence, the Pacquiao fight. But if he gets past Pacquiao and can't make the Terrence Crawford fight, assuming Errol Spence moves up to 154, Spence versus Castano would be an excellent fight, especially considering there's already a story. Because this guy Castano, he beat Errol Spence in the amateurs. But I personally would like to see the rematch before I see anything else, with Jermell going up against Castano again. He knows his style now. Castano knows Jermell's style now. The rematch would be huge, and it will probably end up in a knockout or somebody getting knocked down. So let's see what happens. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo de Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.